All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, January 29th, 2021. And this is your PTE NewsBreak. I am your host, PTE, also known as Permission to Exist around here. And this is our favorite little hangout time on Friday evenings for most of us, but it is afternoon for some of you still, and it's morning for some of you. So welcome wherever you are and whatever time it is. It's so good to have you all. Why don't we go ahead and jump right into the show? First, I think it's most appropriate that we have to honor and say goodbye to the late Cicely Tyson. Many of you already know who Cicely Tyson is. Some of you may have never heard of her before. So I just want to give you a brief biography. Emmy and Tony winning actress Cicely Tyson, who distinguished herself in theater, film, and television, died on Thursday afternoon. She was 96. Tyson broke into movies with the 1959 Harry Belafonte film, Odds Against Tomorrow, followed by the comedians The Last Angry Man, A Man Called Adam, and The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. Refusing to participate in the blaxploitation movies that became popular in the late 60s, she waited until 1972 to return to the screen in the drama Sounder, which captured several Oscar nominations, including one for Tyson as Best Actress. Let's see here. Tyson, throughout her career, refused to play drug addicts, prostitutes, or maids, roles she thought demeaning to Black women. But when a good part came along, she grabbed hold of it with tenacity. Tyson was also one of the founding members of the Dance Theater of Harlem in 1969. She was active in charity and arts organizations, including Urban Gateways, the Human Family Institute, and the American Film Institute. She received awards from the National Council of Negro Women and the NAACP, as well as the Capitol Press Award, okay? Now, that is just a very, very brief summary of her career. There's so much more. I scaled this article down considerably, just for the sake of timing and for the sake of the show. I will link it after the show if you'd like to read more. But Cicely has left us, y'all. It's kind of sad for those of us who know who she was. But she did live a nice, long life. And I think we're all very pleased with that. And the one thing I can say about Miss Tyson is that she was never problematic, just never problematic. I don't feel like she ever sold us out. And I appreciate you for that, Miss Cicely Tyson. So thank you for everything you did for us. You earned your wings, and we will see you on the other side, okay? So rest in peace to Cicely Tyson, 96 years old. 96. Okay, guys. So I almost made the whole entire news break about this. And depending on the direction the conversation goes, it might end up being about this. I do have two other stories towards the end. I'll do my best to not make this the whole show, but I think this is important, you guys. This is super, super important. And I think it's something we all need to understand what happened, why it happened, the significance, the implications, the fallout. You guys know how we like to do things around here, okay? So before we even get into this madness, okay, what I would like to do is kind of give you a summary of what happened for those who don't understand. So if you already understand all this, just forgive this next part, because there's lots of people who do not, okay? They have no idea what's going on. They don't understand why this is causing such a stir. So my hope by the end of this segment is that you understand what happened, why it happened, who it happened to, the implications, the fallout, and what we can possibly expect from here. So this is huge, you guys. So let me give you my summary, and then I'll read a better summary, okay? Essentially, what has taken place is a hedge fund put a short order issue on GameStop stock, right? Okay, PTE, so what? Don't they do that kind of stuff all the time? They do, but I'm going to tell you why it's different this time. So what is a short order? Essentially, and forgive me, y'all, I've been doing my best to make sure I say this accurately for the past couple of days, okay? Long story short, what they did is they placed this short order on the GameStop stock, which essentially drove the price down. So just imagine it's like a massive order. The mechanism for why it drives the price down, someone tried to explain to me. I would try to explain it to you, but I think it's not going to help here. Okay. And we're going to read what's on the screen in a minute. So essentially, they took the GameStop stock from $30 to $4, this hedge fund, right? Now, normally when they do this, they kind of sort of hope no one notices. But even if someone noticed, it wouldn't really matter that much. Okay, so that's important. Now, let's put a thumbtack there. PTE, why would they do this? Well, their hope is that when they placed this short order on the GameStop stock, they were hoping to resell it at whatever price they were buying it for. And then they were hoping the stock price would fall. So I'm sorry, I left out a very important part. A short order is also a loan from a broker. So the broker, it's so confusing, y'all. I feel like I'm making it worse. Okay. Let me just keep going so I don't make it worse. Basically, the intention is let me hold some stock from you. You're loaning it to me. I'm going to go sell it really quick to someone else. I'm going to pray to God that the price falls, because once the price falls, I can go buy it back and then return your stocks to you and pocket the difference, right? Does it sound scammy to you? It's because it kind of is, okay? It's kind of scammy, right? So in other words, it's kind of like your friend lets you hold some money. You're going to go out in the streets, flip it, and then bring your friend back the money that they loaned you and keep whatever else you made. Basically is what it is. Okay. It's a form of flipping, but what they're flipping are stocks, and there's a gamble involved because they don't know for sure if the price will drop. So the flip of that is if the price rises, not only do you owe the shares back, but you owe it back at a higher cost now. Okay. So it's a gamble for everybody involved. It's a gamble. Well, it's not so much a gamble for the broker, but it is a gamble for the hedge fund or the investor or whoever. It's a gamble. It's a scam. We're getting there. Okay. So now PTE, who cares? This is what these people do every day. Why is this causing such a stir? Well, remember when I said they buy all this stock, they place the short order with the hopes that the price will fall. Okay. Well, what happened is someone noticed on a Reddit message board that this hedge fund had placed this short order sale on GameStop stock, like causing the price to like essentially plummet. So what this person did was rally together everyone on this message board who was interested and encourage them to buy en masse the GameStop stock. And essentially what that did was bankrupt the hedge fund that placed the short order sale. Why, PTE? Well, when all these random people started buying up the GameStop stock, keep in mind that there's only a limited number of stock available. There's not an endless supply for a particular company. So when all these randos started snatching up all the stock at this super low price, what that did was send the stock price sky high. So now the people who placed the short order sale, their hope of buying it back at a lower price failed. Now they're trying to buy it back at the elevated price, the inflated price. But here's the other problem. Just because you want stock back doesn't mean people have to give it to you. You can want it back all you want, but it doesn't mean they actually have to give it to you. So essentially, long story short, if I were going to say this to you in a simple way, a group of random internet people bankrupted a hedge fund by simply buying the stock that they placed a short order sale on, which is all perfectly legal for whatever reason. And when that happens, and they go to get all these stock back at the inflated price. They didn't have the money to cover the inflated price, basically. So I know I probably confused a lot of you. I hope I made some sense, but the example that we're getting ready to read is going to make more sense. Okay. So we're actually going to spend a long time on this topic. If this is not your cup of tea, you might want to come back in like 30 minutes. We're going to be here for a minute because y'all know this makes mama happy inside. Y'all know my heart is full. Y'all know that. Any of you who've been watching for a while, following the channel for a while, even those of you who used to drift over to Pettynomics when I had Pettynomics, I mean, she's still there. I just don't do anything with her. You know my heart is pleased. Those of you who follow me on Twitter know that I advocate for financial violence. Like, that is my style of anarchy. It really is. Like, if you've been listening closely or paying attention at all, honey, I'm all about financial violence. Are you kidding me? There's no bloodshed. No one has to die. But we wake up and choose violence. Do you understand? Oh, God, my heart is too full. Okay. Yes, it is beautiful and it is real activism. Yes, it is. So now that I butchered it, let somebody who actually knows what they're talking about explain it. I know it's kind of small and hard to read. I can barely see it and it's on a big screen. So I do apologize for that, you guys, but it was kind of the best that I could do for you. And I also want to say I'm so sorry. I don't know where I got this from because I know I got it off Twitter, but I don't know where, so I can't give proper credit. But I do believe this person is an actual accountant who wrote this. So it might do me well to figure out who actually wrote this to give it a little bit more credibility. So shout out to the author. You know, if the author ever sees this, please let me know and I'm more than happy to give you credit. Okay. But no, I did not write this, obviously. Obviously. Okay. So here we go. And this should make a lot more sense. Okay, you guys ready? It says, I know at least one of my followers doesn't quite understand what is happening in the stock market right now. And that's enough to motivate me to explain because this is somewhat of a turning point in world history. First, you need to understand what a short is in trading. A short is when you borrow a stock from a broker and sell it immediately at its current price. Then you hope the stock's price falls such that you can buy the stock back at a lower price and return the shares you borrowed to your broker, but keeping the difference. For example, let's say I want to short XYZ, which has a current price of $10. I borrow one share and sell it immediately at $10. I have $10 now, but I owe my broker the one share I borrowed. Then let's say the price of XYZ drops to $7. I now decide to cover or buy it back my short position and buy one share at $7 and return the one borrowed share to my broker. I made $10 when I sold and only had to pay $7 to buy it back lower. So my profit is the $3 difference. I can't, y'all. This whole country is a freaking scam. This is what I've been trying to tell y'all. Know who your real enemies are. Know who your real enemies are. Let's keep going. But now let's say that instead of the XYZ price dropping to $7, it goes up to $15. I still need to return the one borrowed share to my broker, except now it's going to cost me a lot more to buy it back. If I buy it back at 15, so I can return the borrowed shares, my losses will be the $5 difference between selling at 10 and rebuying at 15. Since the price can rise indefinitely, my potential losses as a short seller are unlimited. At some point, come on, PTE, you can do it. You're almost there. At some point, I have to buy it back to return the shares I borrowed. The more the price rises, the bigger my losses. All right, one more, girl. You can do it. Now for GameStop. A few weeks ago, a Redditor on r/Wall Street Bets noticed that a hedge fund had taken a massive amount of short trades against GameStop. They convinced everyone on the thread to join forces and buy as much GameStop stock as possible. This made the price rise, and the hedge fund's short positions started to lose billions. Their losses even surpassed the 13.1 billion that the hedge fund was worth. God, I love y'all so much. I love you. Where were we? Eventually, the hedge fund had to close. Wait, I lost my place. Sorry. Okay. Eventually, the hedge fund had to close their short positions and buy all the GameStop stock back at a much, much higher price. Excuse me, I want to say it correctly. And buy all the GameStop stock back at much higher prices, sending the price even higher still. This is called a short squeeze. Now the hedge fund is declaring bankruptcy, and the Reddit thread is combing through other hedge funds with massive short exposure so they can short squeeze them into bankruptcy as well. My heart is full. All of Wall Street, well, God, it's so small, I can't see it. All of Wall Street is saying that the public joining together in this fashion should be illegal. But really, they just lost at their own game to the masses. Guys, does that make more sense now? So in other words, a broker loaned you some of their shares and it's like, go for it, kid. Let's see what you can do, because the broker is kind of low-key hoping the price goes up. So when you return them to them, the broker basically made more money just from loaning you shares, is what they're hoping. But, if you return it to them at, well, you never paid to borrow it. That's the thing. So the broker, as my friend explained to me, the broker is going to be made whole one way or the other, right? It's the short seller who is going to end up taking losses. Now, if you do this on a small scale, like the $10, $7 example, well then, okay, you can make a profit of $3 or a loss of $5, which, tomato, probably won't kill you, right? But when you're doing this to the tune of hundreds of thousands or even millions, like this little write-up just said, you can bankrupt these hedge funds in one day, you guys. One day, because it's their design. It's their design. They designed it this way. So, and there's no laws against this. What would you even call it? You know what I mean? Because this is what, oh God, there's so much to talk about. Okay, so let me go to the actual article. Okay. There's so much to talk about with this, because what much of America discovered this week is that there is no such thing as the American dream if you are not in the top 1%. Because what happened after this, and I think I pulled the articles. I'll see if we get there. This is why I was going to do its own show, but I think this is important. Robinhood is an investor app, okay? Many of you have seen it. Some of you might even use it, right? When they flooded Robinhood with all these, what do they call order requests, stock orders or whatever, Robinhood shut it down, you guys. Robinhood halted trading on these stocks, and these people are ready to take their heads off for it. And rightfully so, because understand, the whole premise of Robinhood is we help you learn and start investing so you can eventually grow your money just like one of these big people, right? But as soon as we start growing our money like one of these big people, you shut it down. So now I'm all over the place. I'm just going to have to be sorry. Y'all are just going to have to forgive me, okay? So now Robinhood is being sued by multiple investors. I don't think it's just this one guy. Let's see. A man with a major investment in BlackBerry options claims his finances are taking a dive due to Robinhood halting trading on his stock, a move he believes was made to protect Wall Street's hedge fund bros. Let's see here. Richard Joseph Gatz of Illinois is going after the financial services company after it stopped allowing individuals to buy stock in companies at the center of the current battle between Reddit investors and hedge fund managers, including GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, and Nokia. I bought me an AMC, or I placed an order for AMC today. It's going to go through Monday. Should have done it last night. It was $9 last night. It's $13 today because now I get it. See, I didn't get it before, and I've made earnest attempts, you guys, to understand the stock market, investing, all this stuff, y'all. And up until now, I just didn't understand. And I know there's a lot more to it than this aspect. Oh, but now I get it. And I want to be part of the movement. I told you guys, this is how y'all get me out of bed. I told you this. I said, this is when mama will come with you. This is when I'll start marching with you. This is the type of violence that I like. Yes. So AMC is next. But here's the issue, y'all. I'm having fun, but this is actually very, very serious and just amazing. Like 2021 is already delivering. These people are brilliant. I can't believe they haven't done it before. So essentially, if I could explain it in a simple way, what they're saying is that's not fair. Like if I can afford to buy as much stock as I want, as long as the stock is available. Well, just because there's a run on stock, that's not my fault. This is America, right? This is capitalism, right? Well, you should have thought about that before you let somebody place a short sale on your stock. Oops, now you're bankrupt. Pay up. But instead of that happening, Robinhood placed a stop on their orders, y'all, preventing the sale. Preventing the purchase. So they could still sell stock if they wanted to. Of course, because keep in mind, the hedge fund investors who made the short sale in the first place want their money back, not their money, They want the stock back. The stock is more important than the money per se because they owe the stock to somebody. Do you understand? Like they have to pay that back. So they're like, okay, we'll pay you. Give us the money or give us the stock back. And some people are like, no. No. Let me see what GameStop's stock is currently. Let me see here. Just give me 1 second. And I still have it on here. Okay. Who knew I'd finally find a use for the stocks app? Let's see here. It's not that I've never been interested. It's just that I didn't understand it, you guys. And I honestly think that it's designed that way. So GameStop's stock has gone from, I don't really even know how to read this stuff. Well, when they were buying it up, it was like $4 a share. Now it's $325 a share. And understand, guys, GameStop is not worth that much. That's also kind of the point. GameStop isn't worth that much. Let me see how much Apple stock is. Apple Inc. For example, Apple's stock is $131.96 per share. And Apple obviously is by far worth more than GameStop. So based on a loophole and a flaw in your pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme system, that loophole got exploited. And these people are out here bankrupting hedge funds, you guys, with billions of dollars in them. Like, oh my God. I hope I'm doing an adequate job explaining this. Sometimes my excitement overwhelms me. I feel like I lose my words. It's just so brilliant and I'm so moved. Like I almost feel like a tear forming in like the corner of my eye. I'm just touched. Like this is fantastic. Who's next? AMC? And there's another one. What was it? Is it GME or GMC stock? So, is that everything I wanted to make sure I conveyed? I wanted to make sure I explained what happened. Oh, no, no, no. There's more, you guys. Now, Congress is looking into this GameStop freeze from Robinhood. Okay? Because basically, you cannot. This is supposed to be a free market. That's the whole point. It's supposed to be free market capitalism, meaning sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. And losing is very important in this because when you never lose, like you see what happens when you never lose as a company. We end up with these old malfunctioning dinosaurs of companies that aren't modern. They're not current. They haven't updated system. Look at the post office. Walk into any United States post office, pretty much anywhere. And it's like you're walking into a time warp. Now, they're not part of the capitalistic system per se, but they're a perfect example of when you never lose. In other words, when you never get put out of business, nothing ever improves and nothing ever gets better, ever. You're stuck with the same old crap because these people, oh yeah, that happened too. So where is it? So Robinhood, because they didn't have enough liquid cash to cover this, got a $1 billion injection from one of their hedge funds, trust funds, to make sure that they didn't go under. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. If I don't instill anything else in you, I want to instill in you a level of disgust so high that you stop paying these people. And I mean that. I've been saying it. I've said it all over the place, Twitter, here, there, and everywhere. I mean it with all my heart and soul. I want y'all to stop paying these people. Stop paying them. Stop living in fear. Oh, PTE, my credit score is at 850. Good for you. To hell with your credit score. Like, this is how we change things, you guys. This is the only way we change things. When you understand that the people who are setting the rules are also the people who are not allowed to fail, and the same people who at any time, you make a bad business decision, a bad business deal, but it's no problem because you can just call one of your hedge fund managers and they'll inject $1 billion into you to keep you from folding. So with that in mind, why do you work so hard to make sure these people have their money? Why? You'll say PTE because I don't want to be homeless. You'll say PTE because I kind of need a car. You'll say PTE, well, we need credit so we can buy things on credit. You'll say PTE, I need my credit so I can buy a house. Like, those things are important. They're not important. It's not that they're not important. It's that at some point you have to decide that you are sick of this shit. You have to decide you're tired of it, y'all. When you're late on a bill, they hit you with the late fee. If you're super late, they'll come take it, whatever it is. Don't pay your rent, don't pay your mortgage. After some time has passed, they will put you on the street. You don't have a hedge fund manager that you can call to bail you out. You don't have anybody that you can call bail you out. You can pay your bills perfectly for years and still not have a credit score good enough to satisfy these people. This is your enemy, not Robinhood. This whole system, this banking and financial system that has the whole world by its throat, but America in particular, because like I've also been saying, the pandemic did not destroy our country or this economy. The banks did, you guys. The banks. Why are the small businesses folding? Because the banks refuse to give them grace on their rent or on their leases. Why are all these people bankrupting? privately, bankrupting companies and this and that, getting kicked out or having to leave and move in with parents or whatever. Why is this happening? Because the banks will not let up. And how dare you not let up when you've got multiple lifelines? You've got multiple lifelines. You don't go under. It doesn't happen to you. God, I want to use the F word so bad. So fuck you. That's how I feel. You don't go under. It doesn't happen to you. Going under is not a thing that happens to you. So why are we allowing these people to terrorize us financially with their never ending, never take that foot off your neck? Never. I made a tweet, and I want to just tell you guys, because I know everyone is not on Twitter. I promoted a bank called Ally Bank a couple of times on this channel. I have to go ahead and retract my promotion, and here's why. They're thieves. They're thieves like everybody else. Long story short, they set up this little program called Buckets, right? Where basically you could schedule to have money moved out of one of your checking accounts into your savings accounts on a schedule, so you could gradually kind of build up savings automatically without thinking about it, right? Sounds really cute, right? I thought it was cute. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I can, have like a little car repair bucket. I can have like like a new couch bucket. You know what I mean? Pet expenses bucket. And I think I had all three of those: car, couch, because I do need a new couch, and pet expenses, right? And I was happy about it. I was thrilled. Didn't think anything else of it, right? So I got to go check one of my accounts, because I have 4 of them with y'all, or with them, y'all. 4 checking accounts. Don't judge me. I have my reasons. I need my money to be very organized, okay? And on the one account, I was like, I'm missing money. What's up? So I open it and I look closer. Ally had charged me a $25 overdraft fee twice to move $5. Excuse me. The total was $20 that they were moving, 5, 5, and 10. They charged me. The first one went through because the money was there. The other 2, there was not enough money there. And no, I'm not broke. I have 4 checking accounts. There's money in the other checking accounts. Why didn't you pull it from that? Nope. What they decided to do was go ahead and process the bucket, the savings account, move $5 to my savings account, then charge me $25 to do it. Y'all, I'm still hot with that. Really, they charged me $50. So I called them. They were only willing to refund $25. So I'm furious. Like, I'm looking for other options right now as we speak. I'm looking into Bitcoin. I don't fully understand Bitcoin, but if I apply myself, I will understand it, because I just find that to be criminal. So you set up something that's designed to help me save money. And when there's not enough money in my checking account, not another checking account outside of the bank, my checking account, my own checking account, when there's not enough money there, instead of you just simply declining the transaction and not pushing it through, or like y'all always do, reaching your hands all over the place, reach your hand into one of my other checking accounts and take the money from there. How is it feasible that I ended up with $50 in overdraft fees, but only moved $20 to my bucket? So I paid $30 to move $20 to my bucket. I think not. So I am rescinding my endorsement very publicly. I'm very disappointed, Ally. There's probably been a change of leadership somewhere along the lines, and you got one of these psychos on your board pushing this kind of stuff. Like, what kind of sick person designs that? Yeah. Let's have the customer set up buckets. Then when they overdraft from their own checking account to their own savings account, we'll charge them $25 a pop. Not 25 cents, $25. Even if the amount being moved is less than that. Ally, ooh, the more I'm talking about it, the angrier I'm getting. Y'all got me dropping F-bombs on my channel and everything. You stole from me. You stole my money. You stole my money to move my money to my money. Okay, let me move on because I'm getting angry again. My point is, they inflict financial violence against us daily without shame and with no Mercy. At some point, you have to do the same. I'm not advocating for physical violence. I would actually like for you to stay home. Stay home and let's come up with creative ways to inflict financial violence on these people. Because here's the thing. Yeah, if you don't pay your rent, you'll probably get kicked out. But if millions of people nationwide say, no, we're tired of you guys. Because if this Robinhood thing didn't prove anything else, it proved that you guys always win. The house always wins, right? So if the house always wins, I ain't thinking about you. You don't need my money. Call one of your hedge fund managers. Get it from them. Like, why are y'all always trying to extract and extort every little penny you can from us when you already have access to all the money? You are the money. So what do you need my money for? So listen, I know this idea won't take off right away, but I'm all about planting seeds. And I just hope and pray to God that somebody, some influencer out there kickstarts this. The nationwide financial blackout. No, just no. Like these folks were out here protesting in front of the New York Stock Exchange yesterday. Like they want blood. And they should want blood, because how are you going to tell somebody I can't buy a certain stock? Because you're trying to protect the hedge fund. I thought you were trying to protect us. So now that we've seen your cards, because you've laid all your cards on the table, crumble you shall, fall you shall, ye shall fall, ye shall come tumbling down. And man, let me see if I can find it really quick. I saw the best tweet. It wasn't a tweet. It is, let me see if I took a screenshot. It's worth it. I won't be able to display it, but I just want to read it to you. And it's almost worth displaying. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the NewsBreak. We are talking about this crazy situation with Robinhood. I am so good for this. I'll see something and I get all excited and then I put it somewhere. Let me see if I just bookmarked it. So I want to read it to you. Where are you? Saved. Go. Oh, for the love. No, I didn't screenshot it or bookmark it or anything. That sucks. But basically what it said, it's so funny. I'm going to try to say it without laughing. But what it basically said was, we take out one financial institution per day until we get our $2,000 per month. And I was like, yes. This is what I want. I can't believe I didn't save that. I'm so ashamed. Oh, well, it's somewhere, but that's basically what it said. It said, we take out one financial institution per day until we get our $2,000 per month. Love it. So I've already purchased a little bit of AMC. And, as the funds come in, trickle in here and there, I'll see where we're supposed to go next. Where are we going next? GameStop is done. Is it GME? Who is GME? Is that the car company? I don't know who that is. General Motors Enterprises. Is that who that is? Anyway, where do we go next? So the big summary of all of this is some very brilliant people on a Reddit comment board basically figured out a massive loophole in our financial system, exploited it, were successful to the point where they bankrupted the hedge fund that originally placed the short sale order, caused Robinhood to halt trading on certain apps, and have Congress now investigating Robinhood and them to see why y'all out here stopping sales and trades. Like, this is America. That's capitalism, baby. If they fold you overnight, you got folded overnight. So be it, right? Because you certainly have no problem folding us. So if you fold overnight, oh, well, that's just how it goes, right? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, right? Recover, right? Should have had an emergency fund, right? all that stuff, right? Y'all, whew, I'm too wound up about this. I love it. I love it because in many ways, there's nothing they can do about it. It's your system. You designed this. This is your system. Because their only real solution would be to limit the number of stocks people could buy. But why would you ever want to do that? Because now you're limiting your profits. You understand? And you're also making it blatantly obvious that you're really only here to protect the hedge funds, something we've always known. But I think this is the first time it's been proven. You understand? Because theoretically, what should have happened is not only should that hedge fund have folded, but Robinhood should have folded as well. Sorry. You should have seen that coming. Like, I guarantee you, every office needs a canary. And to me, the canary is the person who lets you know something is wrong, right? And that person might be very sensitive, very delicate, maybe even a little hard to take care of. Are canaries hard to care for? Like, they'll fall over and die for any reason, right? Like, if it gets too cold in the room, they'll fall over and die, right? I don't know if that's entirely true. I'm kind of joking, but at the same time, and where I'm getting that from is the canary in the coal mine. So the canary's down there to make sure that there's not too much carbon monoxide or dioxide building up. Carbon something. I think it's monoxide building up. So when you see the canary kill over, it's time for you to get out of the cave, basically. So every office needs a canary. But what tends to happen to canaries in offices is they tend to get like either completely silenced or like they open the window and shoo the canary out and the canary flies away. So you never have your harbinger. I don't know which one is correct. Harbinger. You never have that harbinger telling you, hey guys, what happens if one day a group of kids get together and just decide to place a bunch of order on a short sale? And you know what they would probably say to the canary? That'll never happen. That's never happened. Man, I've been trading the stocks for 30 years. That's never happened. Never going to happen. I mean, you might get like a couple hundred people here and there, place a couple orders. It doesn't make a big deal. It's not a big deal. And you're like, yeah, but I reviewed the language and the regulations. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. So what if they got together like on TikTok and decided to just place a bunch of orders because they're $4 a piece? Why not? Some high schooler just bought like a couple of shares for $4 a pop. Why not? High school kids don't care about stocks and investing. I'm not worried about that. TikTok and their phones, making little dances all day. They are not talking about stocks. They're not thinking about that kind of stuff. I'm like, well, I want to talk to our broker about it and just make sure that it never, maybe we can get some legislation passed or something to prevent that. No one's gonna entertain that. That'll never happen. Yep. And it happened. So I think I've cleansed my soul regarding this, at least temporarily. Do know that my heart is full. I'm so pleased. Like, I am loving this, you guys. Like, this is like the proletariat strikes back. You know what I mean? Like, this is creative. Oh, the creativity. Oh, the creativity is brilliant. The fact that it's their own system used against them to screw them. You screw us every day. And a group of people, pioneering individuals, got together and turned around and screwed you legally. And now Robinhood's about to get screwed because I do believe the court will rule in the people's favor. Because I'm pretty sure there's nothing. Well, then again, I don't know this. I'm just speculating. But I would imagine there's nothing in the terms and conditions that says, hey, in the event we don't have the money to cover a sale, we will deny your sale or something like that. Kind of like, are they not FDIC insured? So like, are you not insured and covered and guaranteed up until a certain point? Anyway, I have a new interest now in stocks, in the stock market. Again, like I said earlier, it's not that I never cared. I just never fully understood. So all stock really is like, let's say I made permission to exist a business, an official business. And then I went and went public and started offering shares for sale to my business. And let's say I offered 100 of them, right? Well, if my investors believe in me, then those 100 shares are very, very valuable. You see what I mean? So in many ways, I forgot the answer to this question. I forgot the answer to the question, who sets the initial price for the stock? Excuse me. I think I did ask that and I forgot the answer. Who sets the price? But anyway, the point is, once those 100 shares get bought up, and I'm a company that's growing and thriving and doing well, the price of those stocks are going to rise. So let's say we started them out at $50 per share. Over time, if I'm doing well, they could theoretically rise to $75 a share, $100 a share. You see what I mean? And all the stock market is people trading those shares around. That's it. So, hey, I don't want these anymore. Do you want them? Oh, yeah. Give them to me. Well, here's what I'm charging for them. Okay, I'll pay that price. Boom. They traded them. You got the one person got the money. The other person has the shares now. And for some people, the shares are more valuable than money itself, meaning holding stock in a certain company is borderline priceless. It's not priceless. It's borderline priceless. You understand? So part of the gamble is, let's say you bought some stock in Apple way back in the day before they became the Apple of today. If you bought a lot, you're probably a millionaire at this point. Now that millionaire in stocks can go ahead and cash out. And that person is officially a millionaire once they do that. The gamble is the longer they sit on those stocks and speculate about the future of the company, the greater the risk of something random coming along one day and wiping the value of those shares out. So in other words, you can go from a stock millionaire to a stock couple of thousandaire overnight, basically. Many people who are very, very rich are only rich because of their stocks. So it's basically, if I could summarize it for you, high level gambling is what it is. It's high level gambling. On the surface, it seems cute. It's like, oh, I'm going to help this company build some capital by buying some shares in them, holding those shares for a while and then selling them here and there. But overall, they really want you to hold the shares because it looks good. You understand? Some people are aggressive. They love to buy, sell every day. That's their thing. But other people just kind of hold their stock. Some people even pass stock down to like grandchildren and stuff. So they put it in their will. That's how important and valuable this stuff is. But at the end of the day, it does not change the fact that this is all high level gambling. Yes, America is just one big casino. Yes, it is. Oh, but now I'm intrigued, you guys. You know why I'm intrigued, darling? Because part of what stock speculation is kind of predicting what you think is going to happen. Predicting, like seeing a startup and going, oh, they're going to get big. They're going to get huge. Or having stock in a company and going, yeah, I think I need to go ahead and sell my stock in this company. Like based on like what's going on in society, based on like the social climate, political climate, based on stupid stuff that company has said or done recently. So for example, who had the oil spill? Was it BP who had the oil spill? So for example, I'm not laughing at the oil spill. I'm laughing at what these people did. So chances are right after that accident, within hours, their stock fell. Like I would imagine. I would have to go look it up. But basically what that is the investors going, oh, shit. This doesn't look good. Let me drop these stocks now before they plummet in value, you see? So maybe I can sell this $300 stock for $280 before it drops to $200. You understand? So that's what they're trying to do. It's high level gambling, you guys. It's high level gambling and high level speculation. But darling, I love to make predictions. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's one of my favorite things to do. So now that I understand this high level gambling Ponzi scheme, I think I want in because I feel like I can do writing on the wall very well. Like I'm going to go ahead and buy stock in that little company now because you're going to blow up. There's nothing I can do if I don't own stock in a company already. But let's just say hypothetically I get good at this. Then in the future, it would become, oh yeah, your new CEO, oh, he's tripping. I'm about to sell all this stock. He's getting ready to run this company into the ground. You hired a narcissist, basically. Your new CEO is a narc. And because of that, I'm getting ready to sell all my stock. Because you may not tank this year and you may not tank next year, but you're getting ready to go out of business for sure. You have all the signs and symptoms. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this here stock. Oh, I'm interested now. Okay. So, you guys, that's, I think, pretty much all I wanted to say. Current state is Congress is investigating now. And I think Robinhood has still halted the trading on certain stocks on their platform. But word to the wise, my dear friends, you can still, let me see if you can buy GameStop on here. You can buy AMC. Let me see before I tell you, because I don't want to tell you a lie. Let me see. GameStop. Search. Dang, it's not even coming up anymore. Does anyone know the GameStop letters? Will you drop them in the chat if you know them off the top of your head? GameStop. Dang, bro. They won't even let you buy it over here anymore. What I was going to say is you can still buy stock on Cash App. If you didn't know that, you can buy stock on Cash App. You can buy Bitcoin too. I just don't understand Bitcoin. I don't get it. Like I completely do not get it. I would need to do exactly what I did with my accountant friend to make myself understand this. The way I learn, you guys, is by asking questions. So like, it sounds very conceited to say, but it's not meant to be. I learn more by questioning the expert than by sitting and listening to the expert. And that's because a lot of people really don't know how to teach. They really don't. But like the way my mind works, like my mind is like making all these hyper connections. So one question leads to the next for me. And by the time I'm through questioning the expert, I completely understand it. So what I would need to do to understand Bitcoin, I need to sit down with an expert and just question them until I understand it. Does that sound conceited? I don't mean for it to sound conceited. I really don't. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just trying to speak truthfully. That's all. It's, oh, GME. Duh. Is that, I keep going GME. What's GME? GameStop, girl. Duh. But their letters don't match. Anyway, no, y'all, you can't get GameStop on Cash App either. Cash App said, you are not going to bankrupt us. We have a great thing going. We are happy over here. What a brilliant, brilliant platform. See, I have no beef with Cash App. I really don't. You know why? Like, I think it's brilliant and I think it's fair also. So for example, like if you have like $100 to send to your bank account, you can either send it and wait 3 days, which is pretty normal, or you can get it immediately and they charge you a very nominal fee. It's so small. And I'm not promoting Cash App right now. I'm just telling the truth. But Cash App, holla at your girl. But like they might charge you like 78 cents or maybe $1 to send you 99. Like, I think that's fair. Like, I'm not mad at that. And if you do that millions of times per day, like whoever thought of that is a freaking genius. And this is what I mean by disruption. I love this type of disruption. I love it. It's fair. I like it. But anyway, you can't even buy it on Cash App because Cash App said, we are not here to play games with you guys out here bankrupting hedge funds. Oh God, I think I'm going to sleep so good tonight. Okay. All right. I know I've gone on and on and on about that, but I warned you in the beginning of the show that I would. So let's move off this. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's just go over some other stories really quick and then we'll close out. Okay. Welcome everyone. I appreciate you all so much for being here. Yes. So yes. So the chat says, so people are banned from purchasing GameStop stock. Yes. And that is the problem because basically, like, you kind of can't do that. Like, you can't tell someone you can't buy this because it might hurt our hedge fund people, our hedge fund babies. And it's like, but these are the rules though. It's almost like, see, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know how to gamble. So I'm just going to make up an example. I know it's wrong, but hopefully y'all can ride with me. It's almost like if you're sitting at the blackjack table and you understand all the rules of blackjack, you follow the rules, you play by the rules, everyone else played by the rules, you win. And then the dealer goes, well, not that much. You can't have that much. This is me collecting all your chips and stuff right here. No, darling, you can't have that much. And it's like, well, excuse me? I won. Well, yeah, but give me that. Give me your chip. Give it. We know that you won, but you kind of won too much. What do you mean I won too much? Bro, give me my money. What are you talking about? I need to go talk to my manager really quick. We've never had anyone win this much before. I don't even know if we have enough back there to give you. Excuse me? So you don't have enough money to pay me out? Oh, I'm burning this whole place down to the ground. Ground down. Down. Okay? Like, I'm like, all right, then we'll be back. We'll be back later. You will not have a casino when I'm finished with you. But do you get the imagery? It's almost like if you hit the slot machine and you win and you're like, yes. And they're like, oh, dang, you won that? Yeah, I did. Look. I got it all on camera. Look. Oh, give me 1 second. It's like, oh no. Oh, no. Oh, y'all getting ready to play with my money? I will burn this whole place down to the ground. The whole thing. The entire thing. From the rooter to the tutor to the ground. Give me my money. So in other words, you set up the rules to the game. Someone else plays by your rules, wins, and then you don't want to pay up. Basically, that's the short story. If you like short stories, that's the short story. Okay. Let's move on to some other really quick stuff, guys, and then we'll get out of here. Okay. I'm just in over my head with this stuff in a good way. I'm just too pleased. Okay. Once again, a massive internet outage hits the US East Coast, taking down Gmail, Slack, and Amazon AWS. So this primarily affected this little area here. Not going to read through the article. I'm a little too wound up over the whole Robinhood thing. I will link all the stuff for you later, though. But so if you were in Boston, New York, or Washington, did any of you guys experience that? At any rate, y'all, the only reason I'm bringing you this story is not because it happened, because, I think we're kind of getting used to it by now. The reason I'm bringing you this story is just to say, download, backup, copy, write things down. So here's an example that I think might, to just stick with the theme of the evening, put some fire under your feet. Some of you might get your recipes from the internet. Maybe you have a favorite blogger or a favorite website that you go to, and you've never bothered to copy those recipes because they're always there. You've made that dish 10 times, and all 10 times you go access the recipe online. You just prop up your tablet or phone or whatever and make your food. What I'm saying to you is, if there's a recipe that you access online, go copy it and actually put it on your computer, in a Word document, or even better, print it out or write it down if you're a writer. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying to you guys. If you are a content creator here on YouTube, or anywhere for that matter, but YouTube especially, you might want to back up your library. That's all I'm saying. Because I just feel like we're not in a good place with this. You know what I mean? With the whole internet, with the hacking that, they're quietly trying not to talk about right now. But remember, we got hacked, the SolarWinds hack a couple of months ago, or it might have been weeks. I don't know, y'all. These days, every day feels like a year. So I very easily lose track. It might have been a few weeks ago or a couple months. But remember how deep it was? It went deep into the government, deep into Microsoft, deep into lots of different companies. And I think they're still exploring the depth of the intrusion. Because keep in mind, the intrusion was going on for 9 months before it was detected. 9 months. So imagine what you can do with 9 months of unfettered access to some of the biggest cyber infrastructures in the world. So all I'm saying to you is between this, the one that hit us all a couple of months ago where YouTube went down, you couldn't get in your Gmail. Oh yeah, that's another one. Like if you store things in your Gmail, important information, important documents, you might want to make a backup copy of those is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, you know? Because Amazon AWS is a massive server, you guys. So that's where a lot of websites are hosted. So in other words, if you wanted to prop up a website, that website has to be hosted by somebody. It's almost like it has to live on somebody's street. You understand? Your website has to live in a house on someone's street. Amazon AWS is a big street. Amazon AWS is like a highway, basically, that houses millions of websites. They took that down too. So all of this is quite fragile and quite tenuous, and you should never get so comfortable to where you think you're going to always have unlimited access to this stuff. Photographs as well. So if you want like a hard physical thing to put all of your stuff on, consider getting an external hard drive. I'll find one that I use and I'll link it for you after the show. I'll put it in the description box. I got it from Costco. It's 1 terabyte, which is a lot. I don't know how much of a lot. I just know that it's a lot. I wish my phone was 1 terabyte of storage. So consider getting an external hard drive. Okay, that's all I can say. That's all I'll say about it, because I just feel it, man. I feel it. You might want to get some physical maps too. Remember those? The ones that fold up in like 8 to 10 little folds. Go see if you can find yourself a couple of good maps, because I have a feeling that to me, that's all I can think about. Like when this stuff goes down, we'll no longer have GPS. And honey, I don't know where I am. Like I barely know north, south, east, and west. Like I know the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, but when it's overhead, okay, where am I? I have no sense of direction. I could get lost. Like if there was a game show to get lost, and all you have to do is go somewhere with the assistance of GPS. So here's the challenge. There's an address 20 minutes from here. You can use your GPS to get there. But once you get there, we take your GPS from you and you have to find your way back. Honey, I'm going to lose that game show every time. Like there's no doubt. There's no question. I am going to be driving in circles. And the saddest part is this holds true for places that I've lived for years, you guys. Years. It takes me years to get the lay of the land. Years. And even after that, I'm like, oh, I don't remember that street being there. So I'm very thankful for GPS, but just let this serve as your warning to maybe get a couple of physical maps, one for your state, one for your city, and then maybe one for your region. I don't even know if they make regional maps, but they do still make maps. So make sure you pick one up if you can. Okay, a couple of them, because I feel it, y'all. Okay. All right. Why don't we close out on this? And I think it's quite fitting since I dropped an F-bomb. That's how I felt. I'm so sick of these people. Y'all have no idea how sick of these people I am. I've hated them for a long time. A long time. And if you've been with my channel for a while, you probably know this already. And the main reason I hate them, and yes, hate, I'm using the word hate. I have no problems using that word because I mean it, is because they ruin everybody's lives. That's why I hate them. If they didn't ruin people's lives, I wouldn't care. But you have a tendency to ruin everyone's life. And that's why I hate you. Not this guy on the screen. I'm talking about the banks, the big banks, all these people who are ruining our existence. I can't stand them. Like, what makes you think that you're supposed to be the only one who's ever protected financially or in terms of resources? Like, you can't experience the losses that we do. Like, y'all are so weak that many of you just check on out of here. You take yourself out when you have to experience a hardship. And I'm sorry that came out to sound like people who take their own lives are weak. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about these wealthy, rich, want for nothing, haven't cleaned their own house in 30 years type people. Why are you taking your own life because you had to endure one little hardship when hardship is all that many of us have known? But you lose a couple $1,000,000 in the stock market and oh, that's it. And now you're hugging a revolver. Like, oh, I can't stand these people, man. So anyway, the good news is swearing is a sign of intelligence and helps manage pain and more. Polite society considers swearing to be a vulgar sign of low intelligence and education. For why would one rely on rude language when blessed with a rich vocabulary? That perception, as it turns out, is full of baloney. In fact, swearing may be a sign of verbal superiority, studies have shown, and may provide other possible rewards as well. The advantages of swearing are many, said Timothy J., professor emeritus of psychology at the Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts, who has studied swearing for more than 40 years. What a fun job. You get to study swearing for 40 years. The benefits of swearing have just emerged in the last 2 decades as a result of a lot of research on brain and emotion, along with much better technology to study brain anatomy. Cursing may be a sign of intelligence. Well-educated people with plenty of words at their disposal, a 2015 study found, were better at coming up with curse words than those who were less verbally affluent. Participants were asked to, let me see, do I want to read all that? Oh, no, we're not going to read all that. Blah, sign intelligently. That's a sign of intelligence to the degree that language is correlated with intelligence. People that are good at language are good at generating a swearing vocabulary. Well, in that case, I'm proud of myself, honey. Let's see here. Swearing can also be associated with social intelligence. Having the strategies to know where and when it's appropriate to swear and when it's not is a social cognitive skill, like picking the right clothes for the right occasion. That's a pretty sophisticated social tool. That's so interesting. I didn't read this ahead of time. So basically, even though you curse like a sailor, knowing when to turn it off and on is a sign of intelligence versus the person who just cursing everywhere. You cursing in church, you cursing in front of the kids. What's wrong with you? Cursing in front of the elderly? You know what I mean? They don't know when to turn it off and on. Like, it's all they can do, you know? Oh, this is fascinating. I should have read this ahead of time. Swearing may be a sign of honesty. Science has also found a positive link between profanity and honesty. People who cursed lied less on an interpersonal level and had higher levels of integrity overall. Wow. When you're honestly expressing your emotions with powerful words, then you're going to come across as more honest. It said, while a higher rate of profanity use was associated with more honesty, the study authors cautioned that the findings should not be interpreted to mean that the more a person uses profanity, the less likely he or she would engage in more serious, unethical, or immoral behaviors. Okay, why would they make that assumption? People are so weird. This country is weird. We don't want to use curse words and swear words, but we literally have like gory, violent, like very realistic, stuff like on our TV screens and streaming into our houses 24/7, like Walking Dead. And I'm not judging. I used to watch Walking Dead until honey, after they did Glenn, I couldn't. That was it for me. Like, I didn't watch. I just knew what was happening. And of course you heard about it for like weeks after that. But after they did Glenn, I was just like, y'all are sick. Something is wrong with you guys. You're sadists. I can't watch this. But that's cool. We can have a guy getting his head cracked very realistically on, cable television. That's fine, but no curse words. No curse words. The kids. Profanity improves pain tolerance. I'm laughing because I feel exposed. I feel called out. So let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. It's pretty much what you think. Like, instead of saying shoot, oh, shoot. When you go shit, like, doesn't that really do it for you? Doesn't that really get it in there? Let's see here. Cussing is a sign of creativity. Swearing appears to be centered in the right side of the brain, the part people often call the creative brain. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. It says we do know patients who have strokes on the right side tend to become less emotional, less able to understand and tell jokes, and they tend to just stop swearing even if they swore quite a bit before. So it's like a function of the right brain. Oh my God, this is interesting. Let's see. It says research on swearing dates back to Victorian times when physicians discovered that patients who lost their ability to speak could still curse. I love it. They swore incredibly fluently, Burns said. Let's see here. Okay. Throwing expletives instead of punches. So in other words, you curse people out instead of fighting them. That's promising, I think. I'm just not going to read all this. It's super long. And it's universal language, okay? So I'll link this for you guys. I think this is good news, as I've shared with you all before. And I know some of you don't believe me because I really don't curse that much on the channel. I really don't. Yes, I've dropped F-bombs before. I think I've dropped them all for the most part. But I don't make it a regular occurrence. But y'all, in real life, like potty mouth, like I curse like a sailor. It's crazy how much I cuss. Like it's literally part of my like I have combinations, like I have combo curse words. Yeah, I cuss a lot, like a lot. And one day, like I'm so tempted to, now it wouldn't be on here. I'd have to do it on a different channel. But y'all need a PTE uncut. And the reason, and I've told you this before, is because when I cuss, I enter into flow mode. Like you will get the realest, rawest out of me when I speak like I usually do, like when I'm just talking to myself. Don't you judge me. Okay? That's when it flows, man. When I'm not editing myself, when I'm not holding back, when I'm not trying to be grammatically perfect, you know what I mean? Technically perfect in language and speech. When I let it just flow, and especially if I'm mad, oh, that is the hot content. That might be what I need to do. Just let it out. Just let it be. But it's so excessive. Y'all would be like, oh no, PTE is really mad. No, she's not. She's just in free form. She's not mad. She's in free form. That's all. So maybe one day I'll do that. I just don't want y'all to think less of me, man. Because so many of you are accustomed to this version of me. You're not used to that version of PTE. You're not. And it can be intense for people who don't like curse words, or maybe you got cussed out a lot as a child. So you don't really like to hear other people using curse words because they trigger something different in you. So it's part of the reason I don't do it much. But y'all, I've got to give you PTE one uncut, one good day. One day. Because it's also very, 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 very funny. That's why I keep laughing. I'm just thinking about myself on a day-to-day basis. And I'm like, PTE, you are ridiculous with these curse words. Your parents don't curse like this. My parents don't curse. Like my mom might occasionally let out damn. Like she might let out a damn, you know. But my mother has very strong replacement words. She actually has an incredibly extensive vocabulary. I think I've heard her say shit once. My dad doesn't curse at all. at all. Like if I heard a curse word come out of him, I would be shocked. And it's not to say he doesn't curse maybe with his friends and family. But again, it would be surprising to me because I've never heard him curse ever. So, I mean, I might have heard, man, he might have said damn before, maybe. I don't know. So anyway, I say that to say I didn't get that from them. So don't issue a judgment on my parents, okay? I don't know where I got this from, to be honest with you. I have no idea where I picked up all these curse words from, but they are with me and I use them on a daily basis, hourly basis. 18 miles. What are you laughing at? Is it this cursing article? You know, it's a little delay, so I don't know. I'm going to do that for y'all one day. I just have to figure out how to do it because I really don't want it to be on public YouTube. We'll have to find a way. What I might do is I might do a live stream. I'll make the live stream unlisted. And then for those interested, I'll just send you the link to the unlisted live stream with the request that you not share it in good faith, you know, and that's how we'll do it. So that way we can still be together and it'll still be live, but it won't be public live. It'll be kind of contained in its own little box. So we'll try that out. I just have to find a topic that's really going to get me going because I don't want to be talking about like the weather and cursing up a storm. You know what I mean? But for example, this whole stock trading topic, that would have been a perfect topic for me to go in on and go off. Uncut. Perfect. Anything that deals with injustice and crushing the little guy, you're going to get it out of me every time. So I'll set that up. We'll try that out. We'll see how it feels, how we like it. And then we'll just go from there, guys. But other than that, or I could do it on Patreon. That is an option as well. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the news break. I know the style was a little different this time, but you know, y'all know how it goes. Y'all know me by now. I don't think I need to explain too much anymore to you guys because y'all are my ride or dies. And with that, I appreciate you all so much. I will link all the stuff for you once the show is over. And the live chat may or may not appear tonight, could appear tomorrow morning. So if you go looking for the live chat, just know it may not be there for a couple of hours. And then again, it could appear instantly. So who knows? It's anybody's gamble. And with that, you guys, I'm going to close the show. Have a great weekend. And we will talk again very soon on this channel this week. Okay? Bye.